Everybody, good morning. James says, welcome back, Roy. James, I appreciate that. Whoever does try, you can schedule real to 75 days in advance. The scheduling feature barely works on IG. Welcome back, everybody. If this is your first stream, welcome. If you're not your first stream, welcome back. It's your host, Roy Dunia, co-founder of Chart Addicts and arguably the best trader in the world. What we got going on today is we're going to be live trading. I'm going to be giving you guys updates on geopolitics, what's happening around the world and how that might impact markets. And of course, taking any questions that you might have. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit the like button if you find any value. If not, then hopefully you come back next time. We'll try again. So here's what I'm looking at in terms of trades for the day. NASDAQ on the higher time frames is overextended. Oh. This is a bit messy here. We'll go to NASDAQ right here. So the way that I view markets is in terms of ranges. Everything is inside of a range, okay? And there are periods where the market breaks out of ranges. There's periods where the market overextends. But the basic strategy is you want to be buying at the low of a range and selling towards the highs. And even when the market breaks above the highs of a range, there's still selling opportunities based on previous areas of structure. So what I'm looking at currently is that the market is in another one of these ranges. And even though we've broken below a lot of these areas of structure, we're still technically forming a higher low. This is the recent area of local support. And the market is now rejecting that zone. Because of the news that just released this morning, we had the advanced GDP number. And as I was just explaining to the folks before the stream started, advanced GDP is an early estimate of what GDP is going to look like. There's three different segments. There's advanced, there's preliminary, there's advanced, and then there's the final GDP number. 5% GDP growth is phenomenal, and it shows a lot of positive momentum for the markets. So that's why, from a fundamental standpoint, I am looking for bullish action today on NASDAQ. Now, because it's the market open, we're going to see a lot of, we're going to see the whipsaw that we normally do. Same with US 30. But I'm still looking for buys on both of these instruments. For US 30, I'm looking at 32,917, 32,900. Let's call it 32,900 flat, but 32,917 is the accurate number. I'm looking for a pullback here, higher time frames. We have this beautiful rejection at this daily support. So you guys can see whenever the market gets to this daily support, buyers step in aggressively with large volume. Buyers step in aggressively, buyers step in aggressively. Now, because the market is already pushed up and we have that rejection, I was just talking to Bryce about this right before the call started. We have about 18 hours of candles that have been engulfed by this one candlestick. So we've already had the slowdown in momentum. We've already had the rejection off the daily zone. We've already had this massive bullish shift. And so somebody tell me, what is the last confirmation that I'm looking for as part of this shift in market direction in order to enter the trade? What is the last step of the sequence that we've always talked about? We had the slowdown in momentum, price got to the daily zone. We have the liquidity grab, and then we have the bullish engulfing. What's the last step in this sequence that I'm looking for? Max says higher low, Romy says higher low, Bobby says higher low, and those are my guys. Josh says higher low. Yep, that's what I love to see. You guys just brought a tear to my eye. Big James in the house saying higher low. Yep. So you guys get the drill. TRIADX members, you guys know how easy this is. So I am looking for that pullback, and clearly it's still early in the session. I have another probably 20 or 30 minutes before I'm looking for an entry here on NASDAQ. So market's going to violate the zone, and then we're probably going to get a rejection back through. After the rejection back through, then there's going to be another retest. So there's a procedure to this. We're going to hang out here, wait for those confirmations, and get the show rolling. Gold hit the entry price in 1974. What I did was I found the lows, which is the body of the lows, not necessarily this wick. And I drew it from body up to the wick. Now, if I had drawn this incorrectly and it was supposed to be from wick to wick, then we still have another probably 50 pips or 50 points where the market is going to drop and then reject back up. Either way, the stop loss being wide enough is going to take care of that just in case. So the way I drew my fibs was from body up to the wick. We have a perfect double bottom, 78 rejection. And yeah, just really looking for that continuation to the upside on gold. Now we'll see how this turns out on the higher time frames. I'm not so sure. We are at a daily resistance level, and even though we've broken above and retested, I still believe that there's another deeper pullback that has to happen in order for this continuation to go through. So I'm not getting ahead of myself. NASDAQ is my, sort of the daily trading pair. And so that's where most of my focus is going to be today. Now, if you're just hopping on here, I want to remind you that the news that came out this morning is nothing but positive. So we had the advanced GDP number. First, we beat expectations, which is already positive for the markets. It's not really about the nominal number, the number that comes out and its reaction or its effect on the economy. What really matters is the expectation that economists set, because that's how decisions are made for investing, based on expectations. And then whether or not the reality exceeded expectations, it was better than they expected, or it was worse than they expected. If it's better than they expected, there's typically a relief bounce that happens. And so that's really what I'm betting on here is the relief bounce, just based off the fact that we beat expectations. But now in the long term, you also add the fact that 4.9% GDP growth is positive for the economy, no matter how you look at it. Jerome Powell's entire stance right now is, can we meaningfully reduce inflation without crashing the economy? So how does that look like? It's inflation numbers coming down while employment is still high and while GDP is still high. So if GDP is still coming out positive, and keep in mind, this is the advanced GDP, it's not the final number, it's still an early estimate. But if we have GDP staying positive, employment is still strong, and inflation is coming back down, then I think the soft landing is more and more realistic. The big issue that I think no one is paying attention to is that oil prices are about to skyrocket as a result of the Ukraine-Russia war and the Israel-Palestine conflict. I think that because of both of those, oil prices will balloon. And if you guys have heard anything I've been saying, that's going to drive inflation back through the roof, because energy prices control a majority of, like, we've seen inflation go from 9% in the States down to about 3.8, 3.7%, which is phenomenal. But a big driver of that inflation decline has been the price of gas coming down. If the price of gas starts to skyrocket back up, we're going to see a resurgence in inflation, and that's what will cause the recession that we're expecting next year. So that's kind of how the whole game is going to be looking for the next probably 12 months, and we just have to be adaptable. Gonzalez Williams says, what up, Roy? Good to see you. 125 good cash brown says higher low. Someone's paying attention on YouTube. Good morning, Chart Addicts. Derek Torres, good to have you on. Make sure you guys drop a like for your boy. If you took something away from this already, if you haven't taken anything away, go clean out your ear. Go clean the wax out your ears. Go grab a pen and paper and write this shit down. Said Naz is getting close. I'm being patient. I'm being patient, being patient, being patient. My session is 10:20 a.m. to 11:20 a.m. Right now it's about 9:55, so I have another 25 minutes. So, no rush. I gotta stop share for just a second because I gotta turn off some of these notifications so they don't keep popping up. Give me one second. You guys can't see my screen, right? We're good. James said, learning from the best. That's damn right. That is damn skippy. Okay, we're back live. Back live, back live, back live. He'll go ahead and flip this thing around. Okay. Almost there. Almost there, almost there. Now, we'll talk about geopolitics here in a second. Damn Roy dropped the workout routine. Bro, son. Why is everybody acting like I haven't been huge? Do you guys follow me on social media? Do you guys not see me post the thirst trap pictures at the gym with the grainy, dirty, with the dirty gym mirror? Do you guys not see that? Is nobody keeping up?
It's the gym wife.
Yeah. Yo, you're being too loud, Gabe, and now you're exposing me in front of everybody in the public, and now we're gonna have fucking problems. All right. So you gotta keep these things to yourself.
Yo, Gia, you ain't still not short, bro? That thing bleeding right now.
I never took a short. I was just trolling Roy.
Oh boy.
Even when he's trolling, the kid's still nice. I'll give you that credit, bro. Check, check, check. All right. How's the gain on this? Good. Mic check. All right. Be good. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. We have another 20 minutes until my super secret session. If price hits 14,199 before I get back in this seat, you guys know what to do. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research and do your own analysis. For some reason, we don't have that many people on YouTube. So if you guys could just drop a like, it'll take 2 seconds. Okay, just take 2 seconds. Do me and you a favor and drop a quick like. The GOAT, the myth, the legend is back. Josh, I'm here to give him hell, brother. I'm here to give him hell. I'm going to give everybody a hard time. Wasn't Powell looking for the economy to start contracting in order to keep inflation low and closer to target? And wouldn't the idea of GDP growing bring the possibility of more hikes and or higher for longer? Well, so Mo, higher for longer is already set in stone. There's nothing that anybody can do to stop that from happening because Jerome Powell is going to overcorrect regardless. So the state of the economy being resilient and Jerome Powell overcorrecting are independent. The economy is strong, but Jerome Powell has to keep going no matter what happens. And so we're going to hit a recession because eventually, if no one is borrowing for houses, cars, or business, we're going to have a standstill in the capital markets. That's going to lead to the recession. Corporations, if they can't borrow to buy back their own stock and to hire and then to do OPEX, they're going to start firing people to save expenses. That's going to lead to the unemployment sort of numbers starting to spike up. What's happening here is you are 100% right that this is not making Jerome's job any easier, but it also shows the resilience of the US economy. There's 2 reasons why I'm bullish. Number one is geopolitical conflicts. No matter how harsh the capital markets are here, they're going to have to be more harsh in other places in the world. So when America prints, the rest of the world has to print more in order to compensate for what's happening, in order to stop the effects from ruining their own currency. Same with the other way around. If America starts tightening and we go into a tightening cycle, even though Europe tried to hold off, even though Canada tried to hold off, they're all following suit and they're all going to have to go higher for longer. So keep in mind that that currency strength and currency flows and flows into assets, it's all relative. Even though this is a horrible, technically speaking, for the US economy and for NASDAQ, relative to everybody else in the world, America's still the most attractive place to park your money from a risk and a return perspective. I hope that makes sense, Mo. America's economy is very resilient. People are going to keep parking their money here, even though our capital markets are in complete disasters because of high interest rates. And the only way that we're really going to know the effects of this is in the next 2-3 months to continue to watch the GDP number and to continue to watch the unemployment number. Soft landing is still positive. If Jerome Powell keeps trying to raise rates and raise rates and raise rates, and the economy is being stubborn and resilient, at some point, inflation will come down to 2%, and we'll still have a resilient economy. I think he's going to accidentally have a soft landing. He said, I think he might accidentally have a soft landing. That's craziness. All right, we're almost there, people. I'm going to go grab a drink. I'll be right back in just a second. If this is your first time on the stream, make sure to hit that like button. If you're coming back, welcome back. Yes, I just got back from Dubai. Things are incredible. We found all the venues that we needed, put down the non-refundable deposits for next year's event. Now we're fully committed to the Dubai 2024 FX Summit Conference. And I hope that you guys are all prepared for what's to come. All right, I'll be back in just a second. Make sure that you guys keep your eye on this trade. Okay, I'm back. There's two things I'm looking for, by the way. They say you have to put things out into the universe if you want them. So here's me putting them out. I'm looking for two things. Number one, I'm looking for a sponsorship from Bang Energy. If anyone knows people from Bang Energy, you guys want to sponsor me? Please do that. Second, I'm looking for a cardiologist because after I get the Bang Energy sponsorship, which will inevitably come, I'm going to need a cardiologist for the effects on my heart that this is going to have because of the copious amounts of caffeine that's in this drink. Okay. All right, let's get right back to it. Almost there. $14,200 is the price that I'm watching for buys on NASDAQ. $14,200. Get sponsored by Prime, way better. Brother, if I want diabetes, I get sponsored by Prime. That trash ass drink. Morning, Roy, your stream quality on max 720p, just letting you know. How do I fix that? Is that me? Analytics, stream settings. Let me go. Stream latency, no latency. Now I can't fuck with that. Enable auto start, enable auto stop. I don't want no delay, closed captions. Yup. Unlist live replay once the stream ends. Bro, what am I doing here? Warning, the stream bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Okay, so there's something wrong with the stream status. I don't look. Okay, it's above my pay grade. Now you're asking me to fucking play around with technology. I'm taking that as a sign of disrespect. All right, because you're trying to make me look stupid in front of the stream. I don't like that. Long story short, I'm going to figure this out after the stream. For now, I'm going to stay 100% focused on the objective at hand, which is waiting for my entry and getting the best possible risk and reward for this trade. That's my job, right? That's what I'm going to be doing. It's healthy. What do you mean? Bro, have you ever tried a Prime energy drink? First off, don't ever say Prime is healthy ever again. Is it healthier than, let's say, Gatorade? For sure. Is it healthier than Bang Energy? 100. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm drinking this for the health benefits, people. All right? I'm not fucking trying to sit here and pretend like I'm Mahatma Gandhi. I optimize for performance. I optimize for productivity. If you guys want to optimize to lift to 98, that's your prerogative. I have no interest in living to 98. I can't wipe my own ass and shit. No. Just throwing that out there. I don't want anybody to be deluded enough to think that I'm drinking this under the false presupposition that this thing is healthy. Not even close. That London low looks like an interest before it goes up. I don't know. I don't know what people are saying. I mean, shit, look, if Prime wants to send the check, well, actually, no, I've tried those drinks. Those drinks are fucking garbage. Yeah, never mind. I don't care how big that check is. That thing is, like, they say there's no sugar in there, but I'm just having a hard time understanding what that is. How is it so sweet and it just tastes like you're drinking fucking syrup, but there's no sugar in it? So we got the dates. James, November 15th to the 17th. Now, it might be subject to change depending on availability. Like if they find us a date that's in the same, probably week or so, that's significantly cheaper, we're going to have to bite. We're not going to do the inefficient thing just because of whatever. But for now, it's November 15th to the 17th, 2024 in Dubai, heart of Dubai. We're going for, I can't even announce the fucking location. You almost just got me, James. You almost just got me to spill the beans by accident. Although we'll announce the location very, very soon. We'll do a formal announcement. It'll be glorious. I also got a lot of questions about the NAS bootcamp when I was doing the morning mindset call earlier. So here's what you guys want to do. If you did not get access to the bootcamp, if the seats were already closed when you got on the website, put your name on the wait list. We'll reach out to you if anything opens up. And golly, there was another thing I was supposed to tell people. Oh, webinar on Saturday. If you're interested in the NAS bootcamps, you guys want to know what they're about and learn more about them, every Saturday at noon Eastern time, we will be doing a webinar. You guys can get on. We'll be bringing on all the folks that did the previous webinars and just doing a Q&A with them. You guys can ask them questions, get their perspective on it, and we'll just have an open discussion. Every Saturday at noon, come and catch us live on that NASDAQ webinar. How do you get access to the webinar? Put your name on the wait list at chartaddictsfx.com. If one of our team members can drop the link in the chat, that'd be awesome. That would be phenomenal. Okay, almost there. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Oh, it's looking nice out there today. I'm so happy to be back in Miami. As much as I love Dubai, I have to admit that Miami's got that special thing to it. Says 2G, Prime tastes like medicine, no offense. No, all offense. NPL, I appreciate you trying to be respectful and whatnot. No, let me take the hit for this one. Let me take one for the team. Prime Energy is a fucking garbage. Straight up. I'll be the first one to say it. Some flavors, yay, it's on my birthday, I'm there. Nicola, is it November 15th? Is that your birthday? And look, if you guys came to the FX Summit last year, give me a rating 1 out of 10. And I really want an honest rating, but give me a rating 1 out of 10. And if you went to the FX Summit 1 and you went to FX Summit 2, just say a few words. Let me see what you guys thought between year 1 and year 2. Did you guys enjoy the first one more, the second one? Let me hear it from you guys. And if you guys don't know what the FX Summit is, we at Chart Addicts host the #1 Forex conference in the world every year. It's a hallmark event that every Forex trader from around the world wants to go to. We did it in Miami for the previous 2 years. This upcoming year in 2024 will be in Dubai. Why Dubai? Because there's a ton of opportunity. Our belief is that if we surround ourselves with success, it'll make it a lot easier to learn, and it'll make it a lot more, it'll make it a lot more attractive for people to want to learn this stuff. And so that's my #1 goal is, where are all my markups? Where did everything go? But my number one goal is to get us in an environment where we're surrounded by success, bring in some of the biggest and best names in the world so that we can continue to, continue to teach the next generation. And I want every single last one of you guys to be there so we can have as big of an impact on the world as possible. US 30 shot down, came to that daily zone. I still think we have one more little push. But at this point, I feel like I'm being a little bit greedy here. Trying to squeeze out the last few pips. All right, well, 32,900 was that zone. 32,917 is that zone for US 30. And then I have to keep my eye on NASDAQ just so I don't miss this trade. Things are loading a bit slow today. I apologize if the quality on YouTube is not what you guys expected. If you guys are watching this for the first time, we're going to be fixing the quality. We'll be fixing the audio and the video. So don't get it twisted. But most importantly, focus on the levels and the price levels that I'm calling out. Mark them on your own charts and see how much you can take away. If you mark off the same levels on your chart and you see the reactions for yourself, that's going to be the best way for you to learn how to recreate the success for yourself. Now, I'm not in any trades just yet. I'm waiting for this thing to hit the buy entry. And once we hit this buy entry, I'm going to wait for that rejection and get in. Actually, I may not even have time to wait for this rejection, in all honesty. So I'll wait for a breakthrough, and I'm going to show you how I layer my trades. I'm going to do my 5 lots here, 10 lots in between, and 20 lots at the previous low. Wait for a break back above. On the next retest, I'll enter another 10. Okay. As soon as we break above that first entry, I'll close the 5, close this one in profits, and I'll be holding these two. All right, give me one quick second. All right, y'all. Got some friends in the other room. They were wilding out. They were like, "Oh, take the trade, take the trade." But fucking, I'm trying to focus, man. I have to let them know. Back in that element. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust this real quick. No. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna start scaling into this trade. So first position is always going to be modestly sized. Now, the reason the first trade is always the smallest is that it's always a very, very small size, like probably 10-20% of the total position size, because in case I go into drawdown, I don't want that drawdown to affect my bias. Like when you're in deep drawdown, you'll start to second guess the trade. And so I never want the first trade to be so heavy that I start to second guess myself as to whether or not the trade is going to play out. So I'll put in this entry, and then if the market goes into a little bit of a deeper drawdown and breaks below those lows, I'll enter bigger positions. So right now the risk is about 70 points, and the upside is going to be about 212 points. So we're looking at a little bit over 2.5 to 1 risk and reward on this trade specifically. Okay. Continue to play this out. And what I'll do is just sort of side screen these two. I'll put this right here. Then I'll get this one and okay. Still talk about FX Summit year one, still to this day. Bobby, that should change my life. 100% change your life. Quran says huge growth between year one and year two, only expecting bigger and better for year three. Quran, I have that golden Willy Wonka ticket with your name already on it. We're gonna go take over Dubai the right way. Everyone says 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Big T. Okay, awesome stuff. What's your workout routine looking like? You've been looking buff. Bro, man, y'all are too much. The quality of the video is bullshit, but the content is good. Well, Marcos, suck it the fuck up. All right. Quit crying and take the trade. And then maybe you guys can buy me a new camera. How about that? How about that's a deal? Take this trade, make the money, and then buy me a new camera and stop complaining about the fucking. Nah, Max, I'm not gonna kick somebody to the gulag for telling me the camera is bullshit, because they're right. When someone's telling the truth, even though it's offensive, right? Even though it might hurt my feelings, you don't get gulag for that. Unless you're Gali, because Gali be saying shit that's a little bit too true. All right, so we're gonna fucking beef. But if you say something that's just legitimately true, like this one guy said it looked like I was filming on a TI calculator, right? That's fucked up. It was hilarious. All right, no gulag for him. But if somebody's just being genuinely like just a dickhead, yeah, brother, we'll drag you up and down straight to the gulag. And I talked to Raja about this because when I was hanging out with him, I was like, but I feel like a lot of people are showing up to the streams just to see me roast somebody or to see some action. Like, how did you go through that? And fucking and Raja was telling me, he was like, bro, same shit on his streams. People would show up just for him to send people to the gulags and just talking shit to people. And he said that that's important because it creates a sense of like, you're not taking trading too serious. People get to enjoy themselves and you get to reach a lot more people. And I was like, all right, fair enough. Big Raja. So a lot of you guys are showing up just for the bullshit and just for the dumb stuff. And I'm happy to oblige. Right? There's a lot of shit that gets on my nerves, and I'm very happy to call it out. Someone says relax. Telling me to relax is the easiest way to get kicked off, bro. Just because you're docile does not mean that I have to be as well. Just because you speak softly and you don't have the same energy level that I do, doesn't mean you get to bring that type of negativity onto my stream. Go be docile somewhere else. Right? All right, so second entry is going in for Naz. Second entry is going in for Naz. Same stop loss. And it's 10:20 a.m., people. It's 10:20 a.m. This is the moment of truth. Let's get to work. And by work, I mean literally just sit back and do fucking nothing while the market does the work for us. Okay, let's get it. The TP1 for this trade is going to be 14,260. 14,260. So at 14,260, I'll be pulling partial profits. And let's just look at the price difference here. So this is actually the same price, give or take. So Oanda and FTMO showing the same exact price quotes. And so 260 would be right here. Right here. Okay, so that's going to be TP1. That's where I'll take partial profits and I'll secure the remainder of, or I'll partial profits and I'll secure the trade by putting my stops and break even. One more position going in for good luck. And now it's just a simple hold and let the market do its job. Now, when you guys see me enter multiple positions, very important to realize that I'm splitting my original position. So if I'm going to be risking $1,200, I'll be splitting up that risk 400, 400, 400 in between each entry. I'm not entering a $1,200 risk for every trade. So whatever your total risk is, you have to split that in between the positions when you're scaling. Another thing about scaling is make sure that your larger entries are below your other entries. Vince says I'm in the gulag. My messages got deleted and I didn't even say anything bad. Vince, I did not delete a single one of your messages. That's a promise. I'm using a TFT challenge and my price is 14,197. Why isn't it the same? Well, I don't know. Look, I'm not going to trash the funded trader on this. Actually, oh no, I won't do it. I'm not going to trash the funded trader on the stream, but yeah, let's just say I've been talking about FTMO for years, and I have not promoted another brand in the past however many streams. So that should give you an indication of where my head's at and where my perspective is on prop firms and which prop firms that I personally believe in. All right, so another 10 minutes and we'll have our answer. Another 10, 15 minutes. We'll see if the market's going to violate the zone or if it's going to play around the 88.6 and then push up. A little bit of consolidation below the zone is to be expected, but if the market closes below this area with a solid candle, then I'm closing the trade and then I'm going to let the market reset. All right, so a little bit of patience is going to be required here, and we'll just let this play out. My job is to sit back and sit on my hands and not allow the market action that's moving against my position to kick me out of my trade. So I'm going to be sitting here on my hands and we'll just be talking about the overall market conditions. What broker do you use? I've been saying FTMO like 50 sometimes. He said the price is late on TFT. Dude, the prices are going to be different on every broker and every platform. If you guys haven't figured this out, chances are you're a bit new to trading. And so just look at this point. If it says 194 and TFT says 187, that means that there is a 7-point difference. There's a 7-point differential between the two quotes. So if I put my stop loss at 148, you're going to put your stop loss at 141 to compensate for that differential. Does that make sense? Patience pays, people. Patience pays. All right, let's talk about geopolitics. Let's talk about geopolitics here for a sec. Obviously, everyone knows what's been happening in the Mideast. I just came back from Dubai and I've been hearing conversations from all over the world and all different perspectives. And I'm not going to touch on any of the politics. All right, that's not my job. I am not an expert in that region. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be. There's a lot of high tensions, and all I do is pray for the innocent people that have nothing to do with this, that are caught in the middle. That's all I can really say on that side. Now, my job is to look at things from an economic and geoeconomic perspective, and so I want to talk about the 3 biggest markets that will be impacted. Number 1 is gold. Well, actually, not even gold. Let's do oil, the dollar, stocks, and gold. So 4 of them. So oil prices are very likely to skyrocket as a result of this conflict. The oil-producing nations like Iran, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, these countries are all caught in the middle of this war. Everyone's having to choose sides. The supply chain between the East and the West is now getting disrupted, and so the price of gas is going to skyrocket. This is going to make the geopolitical problems a million times worse. The countries that rely on oil exports, like Russia and Saudi and Iran, when price of oil goes up, when per barrel, they're the ones who benefit the most. We're essentially funding their war chest, because the more that we pay for the higher prices of oil, the more that they get richer and richer. So I think that that's going to be a major problem that we have to contend with, which is this supply chain shock is going to make these countries richer, which is going to allow them to keep this war going even longer, and that's going to create some problems down the road. Now, the effects on the U.S. economy is that inflation, the number 1 driver of the low inflation or the disinflation that we've been seeing, is low gas prices. And now when the price per barrel skyrockets again, typically what the government will do is dig into the strategic petroleum reserves the piggy bank of oil that we keep in case of emergencies, and they'll sell some into the open market to reduce the prices. Biden already depleted the SPR by over 50%. So he's already used his ammo, and it wasn't even a real emergency. So we basically have nothing to combat the effects of the inflation ramping back up. And that's the one thing that I'm keeping my eye on, is that oil prices go up, it enriches all of our enemies, it enriches the US's enemies, and it also hurts the US consumer by making inflation worse. That's the unintended consequence of these geopolitical problems that no one's really talking about. So in case you guys are new to NASDAQ trading, what we're likely to see here is a rejection. And then the market is likely to come all the way back through the entry, take all the stop losses or break evens that are sitting here, and then continue the move. And so if you're not prepared for this whole motion, then when the market wicks up the first time, you should unwind your trade, de-risk your trade, or pull your profits entirely. Because if you're not ready for that second candle that's about to swipe down and take a lot of liquidity, then you're going to be in for some emotional pain. And so just to avoid that, make sure that you guys are being conscious. All right, now look, I told you guys I layered my positions, right? The market is now above my first position, which was a very early entry. So what I'm going to do is just close that one entirely. Take a look at this trade. This one's running about 212 to 240. Call it 30 points, right? Nothing too crazy. I can close this trade right now in profits and just basically, I don't want to say call it a day, but what I'm going to do is close that one and then hold this better position in break even. Now you guys can see that this lower position is running almost $1,000, about 35 points in profit. And then if I just zoom out a little bit, you'll see that we caught the lows of the day. Now, like I said, the market will always come back and retest, and I'm not naive about that. And so I'm protecting this trade because I just don't want to lose money, right? Protect your account first, and then slowly inch forward and make money second. For those of you guys that are willing to constantly risk, just for the hopes of making money, you're not being a proper trader. A proper trader is a risk manager first, and then you're looking to make money second. So I'm protecting this trade, not because I don't think it's going to come back. It will. And if it does, I'll enter again. But I'm protecting the trade because at least this way, I've already made some money. I'm floating more profits, and I can hold this trade with absolutely zero risk. All right. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. What's the best laptop/desktop specs for trading? Brother, if you think that a specific laptop or a specific spec is going to make you better or worse at trading, you're out of your fucking mind. Okay? That is not how this game works at all. I used to trade on an HP that I couldn't unplug from the wall, or else the battery would die. Okay, and that's how I was trading for years. If you think you need some fancy equipment, trust me, you got a lot to learn about how this game works. Your mind is the only piece of equipment that you need to look at the specs for. Okay, your mindset, your emotionality, your physicality, that's what matters. Your hardware and your software. Okay, cool. If you guys took the trade, shout out your entries just so I see. And I know that you guys are going to have better entries than me, so I'm already preparing myself emotionally for the fact that I called the trade and some of you guys are going to have a better entry. It is what it is. All right, just go ahead and shout out your entry if you guys did take the trade. Golly, feel free to put up your sell entry, bro. We got 209. Mo says 203. Noah's got 209. James 212. Roman 213. Are you guys in BE yet or no? Have you guys done the whole procedure of partials or no? Not yet. Did you scale in or did you enter one position? Postal P&D, big Walter back in the house. Good to see you. Big Frenchie Space Cook. Yeah. We got the whole squad on here today. If you guys are on YouTube, man, drop a comment. I want to see y'all's names. I want to see who's constantly on the calls. I want to see the usuals. Big Kirk Young, education and consistency will increase your trading. Yes, confidence comes from competence. If you don't know what you're doing, yeah, you should be worried. But that's why education is key. I was like, yeah, I enter a trade and then I just start getting uncomfortable, bro. I want to work on my mindset. I'm like, okay, well, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a break of structure? Are you looking for a break above the previous candle? Are you looking for a closure above the zone? They're like, well, I don't know. I just want the trade to go up. Yeah, buddy, I'd be uncomfortable too if I were you. Right? Confidence comes from clarity. Confidence comes from competence. Confidence comes from experience. Experience is basically just repetition and time. Roy, I closed with 3K in profits. William Gonzalez said, Roy, I closed with 3K in profit. Great, now you can buy me a new camera. 7-figure mission says, first time fire trade. Well, welcome to the squad. Drop a like if you learned something today. And appreciate you hopping on. Now, like I said, we are expecting one more grab through this zone and then a push up. This will likely happen probably after the stream ends. And so I'm expecting a little bit of some kind of choppy price action, and then we'll have that push, much like we always do. I'm going to secure some partials just to make up for any losses that I may incur on this break even, any fees. Actually, no. Hold it going. All right, break even just got hit. Looking to enter here very, very soon. And so what I'm going to do here is actually scale in again, scale in on the re-entry. What you guys, what a lot of people don't know is, okay, I've already made profits. Let's call it 500, or no, it's probably going to be about 700 bucks in profits. So I'm going to be risking from that 700 now, as opposed to risking from my balance. I'm going to be risking from a percentage of my profits. Why? That way I get to walk away with some profits guaranteed. Even if the market violates, I'm not risking more than what I already made. So I can't let a winning trade turn into a loser. It's impossible. Send him a new camera, please, with the 3K profit. Is that fucking Marcos? Marcos, I'm about to send you to the gulag, brother. I never said I need a specific laptop to trade. I already know how to trade. I've been profitable for 2 years. I'm just looking to upgrade my laptop. Well, I'm probably the wrong person to ask, but my bad if I read that wrong. But to be honest, I have a MacBook. I use it for work. I use it for media. I use it for streaming. I use it for trading. As long as I can enter a trade and pull the trigger, bro, you can fucking put 2 batteries together, can fucking link them together with a copper wire. And that's all I'm gonna need.
Yo, i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM. That's all you need.
There you go. Golly, that's why I get paid the big bucks. Wait, say that again, Golly. You said i5 processor with what?
8 gigabytes of RAM.
With 8 gigabytes of RAM. There you go. Okay, cool. Bro, I've been trading on a phone for 3 years. You don't need too many screens. Big Derek Torres back in the house. Good to see you, brother. Successful Mind says, i5, 8 gigabytes. Thanks. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Love to see it, fellas. US 30 getting close to entry. What happened with gold? Gold just hit the 88.6. Look at that beautiful 886 rejection. Max says, need to go. Thanks for the call. Crush it today, Max. Crush it at work, brother. We'll stay in touch. Yeah, US 30 just perfectly rejected that 18. You love to see it. Now it's just all about that patience. This is the only job where you get paid to do nothing. After you enter the trade and after you make a decision, your job is to do nada. And the less you do, the more you make. Isn't that crazy? That's why it's so hard for people to be successful at trading, because the concept is so foreign. The concept, it's an alien concept that the less work you do, the more money you make. Because we've all grown up around this idea that you're trading your labor for money, and that the more time or work you put in and the more action you take, the more money you're supposed to make. But trading is supposed to test all of the natural things that we've grown up on. The idea that you can enter a trade and just by letting it ride or just by doing nothing, you can make money. That's not a concept that we're necessarily used to. That's why it's so hard for folks to do nothing. Here's a decision as I want to enter the third position, but if I enter a third position, then I'll officially be risking more than what I made today. And that could lead me to having a losing day, which I don't really care about, but at the same time, there's no reason for me to have a losing day. And so I'm just going to keep these two entries, even though I kind of want to enter one more here at the daily lows. But I'll be patient and just let these two positions ride out and kind of see how this thing goes. If you guys have any questions about anything that's happening geopolitically, anything that's happening on the charts, just let me know. If there's any pairs you guys would like me to cover, we'll do that as well while we wait for this trade to play out. I'm going to set a hard TP on this one. And I'll set a hard TP on this trade at 13,312. Let's call it 300. So if I wanted to stay below my intended risk, I could actually de-risk this trade by closing this one at a loss and then entering another position right here. But instead of doing all that, I am going to hold. But there's some pretty creative stuff that I could be doing. I'm just going to keep it simple today and just let this thing ride out. Now keep in mind, 14,250 is that first take profit. 14,250 is the first take profit, and so that's going to be the next area of interest. What do you think about gold? Gold is currently popping off. This is what I think about gold. TP1, or the next target, is going to be 1984. And then the target above that is going to be 1993. Okay, so early entry, back in break even. Go ahead and close that out. Second trade. I'm gonna adjust the risk just slightly here. Not gonna move it to break even just yet, because I still feel like it's still playing around this level. So I'm gonna wait for it to continue playing around here, and then as soon as we get that push to TP1, I'm gonna protect the trade. But you guys now see why I wanted that entry down here at the 180s. That would have been prime. That's essentially the entry I took here on the simulator. Right now, my simulated entry is better than my real entry. But if you really look at it, all prop firms are simulated anyways, so it's all the same. Really, if you look at it like from inception. What was the thing you were talking about on TradingView? You were taking a trade on? Oh, this is just a simulator. This is like a paper trading. Sometimes I'll do both and I'll just see like, okay, this is like a simulated paper trade, like demo trade situation, and like my live account. And I'm willing to take some risks on a paper trade that I don't take in my live account. I'm just sort of basically like, I'll do them side by side and see which one was more profitable, and I'll be able to learn from that over time. Because most of the time there's something called opportunity cost, which is the cost of doing the other decision, of closing instead of holding. And you really never know until you make the decision. So at least if you paper trade or you have multiple accounts or something, you're able to like A/B test your strategy in real time and figure out what the best course of action really would be. But for the simulated trade, close, partial close. I'm looking at this on the smaller time frames. We've already had one touch, two touch. I still see one more. So if we hit TP1, I'll protect it. Or if we get one more liquidity grab through and push up, I'll protect the trade. If you're in Chart Addicts, let me know in the chats. Let me know in the Zoom call, in the Zoom chat, if you're still holding or what's going on here. Are you still in? Did you take partials? What's the dealio? Did you re-enter? All right, TP1 just got hit. So officially putting this trade in break even. There's probably going to be one more retest down anyways, but I don't need to catch every candle. I can. Might be fun. We'll do both actions here. Position, partial close again. 20. Okay. That simple. Thank you for the trade, Roy. Didn't feel comfortable holding my position, so I closed most, left a small runner going. Love to see it, Derek. It takes time to really build the confidence for this. Holding till TP1, till 38.2. Hashtag bootcamp. Well, Walter, don't make me call you out, but TP1 is not the 38.2. I'm gonna give you one shot to fix this before you get sent to the gulags. And in case you guys don't know what Walter's referring to, we host monthly boot camps to teach people this specific strategy so that you guys can do this for yourself. So if you're interested in that, head over to chartaddictsfx.com. The link is in the description. Put yourself on the wait list. You'll get notified if there's any open spots. I am looking to open 20 more seats. It's first come, first serve. I haven't posted it on Instagram yet. So you guys listening to this right now, you have a shot to secure those seats before anybody else does. Head over to chartaddictsfx.com. It's that simple. So I'm going to move my take profit for this trade because now that I've taken all the partials, this runner is just going to continue to move. If it breaks the highs, perfect. If it doesn't, then so be it. Come on, Bryce. Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Yo, Gabe, by the way, I'm proud of you, brother. You can ask the fellas. We were on a call before the live stream, just me and the Chart Addict core team. And I saw your message come up about the same. I had just analyzed US 30. And then I went in the chat, saw your message on God himself, and just I was like, all right, there we go, Gabe. I'm fucking proud of you, bro. Same exact price that we had, except I had to be a little bit more specific. All right. I said 32.18. I was away while the first entry showed up. I'm in now at 14.191. Oh, let's go, Josh. Holding through 250, 300, just this one trade. Well, we just broke 250. You got a choice here, Josh. %5 GDP growth, and people are talking about the markets are going to crash. Can we just have a real discussion here? I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. Golly, how those cells looking, bro? All right, I'm done. G, that was the last one, I promise.
In the buys, boy.
So, that was our last one for today, bro.
Shooting blanks out here.
Yo, son. Yo. Oh, shit.
I'm slipping your jabs, bro.
Brother, if you took the buys, you slipped under it and you came back with that counter, brother. Yo, also, if you guys have an Instagram account, if you wouldn't mind posting us up on Instagram, that'd be awesome. Just a quick shout out, that'd be great. If you guys are on the stream, if you took this trade, please drop a like before you have. We got 82 people watching this, but only 36 likes. Come on now. Roy, can you just show how to partially close, please? Yeah, I mean, obviously not a lot of people use the desktop version, but you can go to any running trade and there should be an option to modify the position or to like close a partial position. And then what you can do is whatever the lot size that you have running is, you just reduce the lot size. So if I have 5 lots running, which is what I do, if I want to close half of it, I can do 2.5. What I'll do is go to 1 lot here, and you can see that it's floating $80. So I'll just close 1 lot. Instead of 5 lots, I'll only have 4 running. I'm not going to do that though, because I've already closed my partials and I want to hold whatever is remaining. We're about to hit 100 points here. I think we might have just hit 100 points. Good stuff, everybody. Yo, US 30 jumping. Gold jumping. And NAS 100 jumping. Yeah, this is too much fun, bro. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a lot of fun doing this. This is called Chart Addicts, not chart. Oh, sometimes this is cool. No, Chart Addicts. You know what an addict will do? Literally fucking anything. Right? They'll do whatever it takes. Like, show up to this boot camp, November 5th to the 8th. Side note. If you guys want to learn how to do the strategy for yourself, another partial close here, then what I'll do is, no, I'm not going to protect the position yet here because I don't even know how to do that. See if I can move my stop loss up. Oh, here we go. Dope. All right, so you guys know how I was floating close to $600 on that first trade that I closed. This runner that I have right now, it hasn't even hit TP2. It's running 500 bucks almost. It's running the same profits as the first trade I had at 25 lots. I'm going to trade 1/5 the size, 20% the size of my original one. And just because I've allowed it to run and now it's, you know, it's going to continue to run in that direction, I can pull the same amount of profits that way. So you don't have to just max, you don't have to like go all in on the first trade and just, that's got to be your whole bag. If you leave a runner, that runner can make you more than the original trade. And you do literally no work for it. Noah says, smash that like button for the sauce. Noah, appreciate you, fam. Okay, two-step, good to see you on here. Bianca, I'm going to respond to your messages as soon as I hop off here. Big Bobby, I actually need to call you after this stream too. Gabe, let's finish up this coach. Let's get you wrapped up. Karan, my bro, I also owe you a call. James, we're back to back this week. I know I'm already back at my desk. We're ready to go. Josh, better late than never, right? Sometimes showing up late to the markets works in your favor. Didn't catch the first trade, but maybe you missed some drawdown. Mo, let me get back to you on the fundamentals piece of this, because I'm actually going to talk to Bob and kind of figure out what's going on. The thing I'm 100% sure about is the oil play and how that's going to affect just the dollar and all the other prices overall. Noah, I always appreciate you showing love in the YouTube and being on the Zoom calls, brother. You locked in. Big Omi, you already know the drill. Brother from another mother. Romy, I'm disappointed, man. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that to you. But we're going to have a conversation about why you didn't schedule your calls. And then Sam, of course, bro, you already know the drill. Dubai cooking. We're ready to get back out there and make another splash. So things are working out. This stuff is only dropping the bucket of knowledge from being part of the ACP program. I would highly recommend it to anyone serious about trading. Don't sleep on it, people. Noah, the real ones are going to find out. And the ones that sleep are going to sleep, bro. You can't change somebody's mind. You can't get them to see the obvious. If being on here for 55 minutes has not shown you the value of the strategy and the value of a proper mindset, the value of a proper system, then God himself can't shake you from your ignorance. All right? Because evidence is the best. This is why I do this live stream. It's right in front of you. If you don't believe it, you can see it live. If you don't think it works, you can see it live. If I'm an idiot and I'm just lying to everybody, you can see it live. This is about as raw as it's going to get. Does Chart Addicts have any fundamentals courses or classes? Yes, I do. And if you guys don't listen to me. Look, if you've taken the fundamentals course, drop your opinion in the chat and just hear it from people themselves. All right, I'm not here to convince you guys to do the obvious. What I want to do is, if you guys have gone through these programs and you found value, let this person know. Let them know if they should save their money and not waste it, or let them know if this is the best money well spent. And I got a feeling I know the answer to that one. Oh, shout out to everybody who's mentioning us on their story, though. Good looks. Good looks, Bryce. Caught that NAS 100 wick entry. Roy Dunia once said, you are one perspective shift away. Estes Trading, I appreciate the shout out. Thank you. Okay, boom. We got about 10 minutes left on the stream, people. 10 minutes left on the stream. So It's been phenomenal talking to all of you. If you're interested in learning the strategy yourself, we're hosting a boot camp November 5th to the 8th. There's about 9 days left. I'm pretty sure there's 20 seats left open for the folks that are available on this stream. I have not announced it on Instagram, probably will not. First come, first serve. Make sure to secure your seat before it's too late. And before you hop out, make sure to drop a like and subscribe so you're notified whenever we do a stream so you can get free money by trading along with me and my team. So this is your host, Roy Dunya, co-founder of Chart Addicts. Great to see all of you guys fresh back from Dubai. God, what a phenomenal trip. I'll be honest, as much as I love Dubai, there's nothing like Miami. I'm so happy to be back in the freedom that the United States offers. I feel like I was kind of walking on eggshells out there. You guys know I'm a crazy motherfucker. Me and Wicks Don't Lie got arrested at the mall, right? So there's some, like, we're going to have to drop the video here pretty soon. They made us delete all the footage, but, you know, we're trying to recover some of that footage right now. So very, very cool shit that we're about to be dropping. That trip to Dubai was insane. Hung out with Swaggy, Umar, all the guys, Paladin, everybody. But getting arrested with Raja was definitely the icing on the cake before we left. If you guys want to see that stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and you guys will get to, become aware whenever we drop that information. He said it's time to melt. Alexis Rodriguez, you might be correct. It might be time for this thing to milk. Or I'm still confident in this. One more grab and then push up. This is what I see after the stream is done. Okay. Do not take any more straight. That 11:20 to noon kind of time session, that's not something that's it's a little bit less predictable. There's a lot of liquidity there, but it's less predictable. And I want to go for predictable moves. Dropped all my Black Friday money on the fundamentals course. Most value I've got in anything. Clearly, since we've been having high value conversations every goddamn time. And Mo, you want to know what I love the most, bro? On a selfish level, is that you went through the course so I can have a real conversation with fucking somebody, bro. Like, you don't know how frustrating it is to have all this value and all this information and not be able to talk to anybody about it. Like, now I know what traders go through when they're like, oh, I don't have any friends that trade. I'm like, fuck, bro. It's frustrating. But that's why I appreciate everyone that, you know, like all the guys on my core team, they at this point understand the fundamentals. Like everybody from Jacob to Gali, like we're all on the same page. And Mo, the combos I have with you, fam, are probably some of my favorite that I have in the week, just honest to God. So keep asking the great questions. It's probably on someone else's mind. And yeah, let's keep the show rolling. James says we got arrested. Yes, not for what you think, but we did get arrested. All right. It was fucked up. It's not what you think. It could be what you think. I don't know. Roy OMG, how can I join the crew? I am in Miami. John Wayne's 45. John Wayne. Isn't John Wayne the actor? Bro, I watched the John Wayne movie on the plane, and he kind of reminded me of me. I'm like I got fucking Riz like John Wayne. And at this point, I'm about to be rich like Bruce Wayne. There we go. I'm gonna have to find my fucking. He said the gold, bro. Yeah. All right, yeah. ChartAddictsFX.com. You guys get the drill. Learn the strategy, people. Okay, you can't depend on somebody like me. Well, you can, but you shouldn't. Your family's future should be in your hands. So learn the strategy for yourself so you can become self-sufficient and be able to recreate the success over and over again. I'm confident in these buys. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. This joint's about to fly. But expect one more retest through our buy entry before this thing does. And if you're going to enter another position later in the day, only risk a percentage of the profits. If you made $100, only risk $20 on the next trade. That way, for sure, you get to walk away with the profits. If you made $1,000 today, only risk $200 on the next trade. At no point should you be going backwards if you've already made money. He said bars. Yes. Got Riz like John Wayne. Have fucking money like Bruce Wayne. And at this point, I'm about to have more girls than Lil Wayne. All right. So put some fucking respect on it. All right, people, I gotta go. I got shit to do at this point. I'm just kind of talking out my ass. Great seeing all of y'all. Hit the like and subscribe. This is your host, Roy Jr., co-founder, Chart Addicts. We're about to take over World Tour coming soon. Chart Addicts NASDAQ Boot Camp, November 5th through the 8th. Give a quick shout out to everybody on my team, Gali, Bryce, Jacob, and T, and Omar. Everybody who's keeping the show rolling, keeping the show running. Appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Let's go ahead and keep crushing it. Peace. Happy and safe trading. All right, YouTube stream is done.